three quick tips from my end that I think has worked for me in my own experience, worked well for me, and I think is going to add value to you guys as well. What I'll do is I'll walk you through that, and then I'll open the stage for any questions that you might have. So yeah, keep them ready at the end. Okay. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the importance of experimenting. What I mean by that is, if you find anything that intrigues you, be it in the tech space, be it in any domain, if you find something that is of interest, you like ML, you like AI, you like to code apps, anything that interests you, first thing that you have to do is try it out, learn it. Why I'm stressing on this is because at the moment you're currently students, first, second, third year students. I'm very few fourth years would be in this meeting, I'm assuming. But even if you're a fourth year, right, you're all students at the moment, and you have the luxury of time in your hand. Once you start working like us, that becomes a very precious resource. It will be very hard to come by. You, you can still continue doing this even after you graduate, but before graduation you have a significant amount of time in your hand, and make sure that you're utilizing that time to play around with your interests, right? Cultivate your interests, try things out. Anything, even if you like photography, right, try things out. And just because I said that, don't be key, I want to buy like the costliest iPhone and start shooting with it. Just try it out with the resources that you have in hand. Try it out with free resources. Join clubs like the developer student club, where you will be given free resources, high quality, like world class resources will be at your hand and disposal. Make use of those resources and try things out, and you will learn a lot of things when you look back, and you'll be like, okay, so this was something that was of interest to me, and not. Right. Now, the follow up to this is, you need to fail at your experiments. Now, what I mean by that is, obviously, you'll have 100 different things that you might be interested in, or for some people, luckily, they'll just have one. But if you're in that other category, which I was in, I was never one person jokey. I just liked coding, and that was it. I liked a lot of things, and I wanted to try out a lot of different things, and I did that. Then in college, I gave a shot at taking business classes because I was interested in it, and there was like an elective open, entrepreneurship ka try kar liya. I tried my hand at freelancing. I failed at that. Right? Doesn't mean all your experiments are going to end up in success. But what you want to do is try out as many as possible in college and fail at as many as possible. Now, what that will do for you is, it will help you identify what are the things that you're good at, what are the things that you're average, like you have like above average skills at, and what are the things that you're very, very bad at. Now, when you recognize your strengths and weaknesses, that will add a lot of value to building your resume. Now, what you can do, because you're aware of your strengths and weaknesses, you can, going forward, the next set of experiments that you do, right, वो आपके strengths पे focus कर सकते हो. So for example, I was trying out, first year में I think I was trying out how to build web pages with HTML and CSS. I had a lot of fun doing it. I really enjoyed doing it, and I was building websites left, right, and center. What I realized, I think 6 months into doing that, was I was always building these web pages, the front end of it, and I never ever got to building the back end of these pages. I just hated doing it. Even if I started, I left so many open projects जहाँ पर मैंने पूरा ही नहीं किया website को, because I was not interested in working on the back end. So then I was like, चलो ठीक है, maybe that means that this is an area that I'm interested in. I will probably look at a career जहाँ पर मुझे front end web developer बनना, that could be a career option potentially for me, because that seems to be where I'm interested in. And then I started learning front end frameworks, and then I realized कि I was not liking it. So it was a series of good, bad, fun, failed experiments. I kept iterating on it, and eventually, at that point when I started out, I never knew that product design was a career. And now I am working as a product designer, which is essentially the best of what I like doing at that point, building experiences for people. That's what I like doing, which I didn't realize then. But working on these experiments, trying things out, failing at those, helped me narrow down कि अच्छा मुझे इस चीज में क्या पसंद आ रहा है, can I make that a career or not, can I position myself in the industry so that people will recognize कि इस skill में मैं I'm very good at and will hire me for that. So that is the edge that you'll get over others when you experiment in college. I cannot stress the importance of this enough. You'll thank yourself later. Trust me. Okay. And the final point is make sure that you always look beyond your classroom. Marks are important, sure. Marks definitely are like the deciding factor for when you sit for placements, right? So marks are important, but if you think that that is the only thing that is going to give you that is going to help you stand out in the industry tomorrow, I'm sorry to break it to you, but it is going to be very very hard, particularly because abhi it is very important to show how you, especially in this economy, it's very important to show how you're different from your peers, how you're unique in your own way. And in order to do that, it is very important that you participate in extracurricular activities. What do I mean by that? Participating in clubs, right? Clubs is just one thing. It could be like 100 different variations of this, but since you're all gathered here with an intention to learn about what DSE is, let's take that example. And 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 what participating in extracurricular activities does for you is it helps you, it puts you in the right place at the right time with the right people. So आपके क्लासरूम में जो लोग आपके साथ है, chances are not all of them might be interested in not all of them might have the same interests as you do, right? If let's say you are someone who wants to learn a lot about coding, you want to improve yourself there, for example, okay, you are an app, you want to become an app developer, you join coding clubs like these, right? Coding clubs is the most obvious place. Coding clubs agar join karoge, so then you might find people who are similar to you, who are like you, and you can work together. You don't know what is going to happen. You both of you can, you can meet people who are similar to you and work on an amazing project that will add so much value to your resume. So classroom is fine and all, but you need to look outside of your classroom as well, in order for you to stand out. And um, all throughout the all throughout my journey in BTech, that was something that I was very very careful about. Ki, how am I participating in enough extracurriculars? Am I doing things? Am I tried out different things, like I mentioned. Am I doing all of this was important, and what it the result was essentially I graduated with a placement. um, उस साल का जो भी एवरेज सीटीसी था कॉलेज प्लेसमेंट का, आई हैड अ सीटीसी डबल दैट व्हेन as one of my offers. So that is the edge that you'll get over others when you stress on these things, right? So yeah, I think those are all the very quick three pieces of advice for you guys from my end as your senior. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, and I'd be happy to answer them. If people are shy, you can write it down in the comments, and I'll still be answering them for you.
Yes, you can ask any of your questions now, or if you want, you can uh, get in touch with Srinki in LinkedIn afterwards. You can ask them also.
I think the first question is for Dinesh and the team.
Yeah. Is it a club? If yes, how can we join? Okay, so yeah, GDSC is a club. You can join all the clubs in the college when you're from one to semester. So for now, the recruitments are over for this year, and next year you can try for the recruitments. And if you want to join as a member, you can join anywhere, anytime.
Pradeep, is that a question for me? Okay, so Pradeep is saying that the syllabus for core students is too hard to cover. How shall we manage things? Fair question. I think I'm assuming that the question is with respect to the extracurriculars point that I mentioned. So that's a fair question, and I want to make it very clear that I was that student, that like very annoying student who never missed a class in college. I never missed a single class. I had a reputation, very bad reputation, for being the only student who never bunked a class. So that is um, true that you have to manage your studies, but at the same time, I think post college, right? When I think college is over at 4 o'clock, roughly around 4 is when the college is over. Post that, till the end of the day, whenever you call 9 o'clock, maybe, probably, I'm assuming 9 is the end of the day for you, and up until then you still have time. So what I mean by taking out time is maybe like an hour every day, right? That is enough, that is more than enough. Taking out 1 hour every day, you can squeeze in that 1 hour at the end of the day after college, or maybe 1 hour before coming to college. Just 1 hour a day should be enough to work on your extracurriculars. But anything more than that depends on your interest for that particular activity. Okay, I think I'll answer Mohammed's question. Mohammed, so what Dinesh was mentioning is, currently the recruitment for the team is closed. So the developer student club team who are going to run the activities for this year, that has already been decided, and the team will be working to bring a lot of more events for the period of the next following year. Now what you can do is become a member of the club, and वो आप कभी भी कर सकते हो. You'll not be the part of the core team of DSC for this particular year, but you will definitely be a member at any point in time. You can always participate in all the activities that are being done in the by the chapter body. Is that right, Dinesh?
Yeah, yeah, it's right, it's right.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
All
Yeah.
right.
Now we have questions coming up on a Slido, so I'll read it for you, ma'am. So, ma'am, we have this
But
first question. What
uh,
are the things?
Raja, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt. No need to call me ma'am. Call me Srimuki.
Okay, okay, okay. So, what are the things you recommend for product designing? Like, as you are a product designer at Coding Ninja, so probably this came from there.
Sure. What do I recommend for product designing? What do I recommend for building a career in product designing? At the moment, though, it kind of seems like the market is a little um, is a little saturated. But if you do want to come in, then what would be important is having design skills. UI UX design are very popular terms that people throw around when they're talking about product designing. So that is a very up and coming job role of sort. But abhi thoda industry has saturated a little bit. Tech jobs जैसे crunch हुए थे वैसे ही product designing के भी हुए थे. But if you do want to come in, I would recommend that you start learning visual design and UI design. वहाँ से you can then dwell a little deeper. You can learn about research. I work on how I can impact people's daily experience, things like that. Research and visual design. I guess that's where you can start. But it's like a whole world there. So you can message me on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to help you out regarding that.
Yes, ma'am. I guess that answers his question. Secondly, we have, can you suggest a process for UI UX designing? Uh, that would be great.
Acha. Okay, so like a roadmap of sort? Sure. Like I mentioned, I think it would be helpful if you have visual skills. Okay. I think I just saw someone's question, is product design limited to coding only? Actually, in fact, it involves no coding. I don't code at all. But it helps to have a knowledge of coding because I work with a big team of developers every day. I work with business folks, high level stakeholders, बहुत सारे business people. So what will be helpful is having knowledge of coding. Understanding that will help you understand the limitations of what is the design that you're making, right? You can't just make something and expect people to code it. So वो रहेगा, but you don't need to have like an in-depth knowledge of coding. And like I said, start with UI visual design. That's probably the easiest thing how you can get in. But once that is done, UX is essentially about problem solving. So there is a problem that is being faced by so many users. So how can we solve that problem? If you're good at problem solving, if you're good at critical thinking, then I think this is a career option that you can consider. I think those are two skills that I would stress on and say ki maybe those are skills that you want to develop while you're in college.
So this will cover most of the doubts, I guess, because most of the people do ask me this. How did you manage academics and tech things both together?
Sure. Um, okay. To be very fair, I had a very undue advantage of COVID. Um, so I was in the COVID batch. I think all of my third year, we were stuck at home and classes were happening, but essentially I had a lot of time on hand. I would say that I'm lucky in that aspect कि मुझे बहुत time मिला था. And I kind of pivoted my whole thing in my third year. I realized that product design is what I want to do, and I started from scratch. I was obviously I did pretty decently. I went to all classes, like someone was mentioning. Classes jana important hota hai, just so that you're on track and itna bhi, you don't fall behind too much, right? Make sure that you're getting enough marks, and make sure that you meet the minimum criteria if you want to sit for placements. I personally did not sit for placements because हमारे कॉलेज में प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन रिलेटेड जॉब्स नहीं आते हैं. So I didn't sit for placements, but I met the qualification criteria as well. But make sure that you are putting in enough efforts to meet that minimum criteria and to make sure that everything is going smoothly. Then rest of all the efforts you should put into any extracurriculars that you have. For me, it was learning design from scratch because मुझे कुछ भी नहीं पता था. Of course, managing the club, but I used to do it post finishing college. Every hour after that, I used to put into either learning about product design or working on like new stuff for the club.
Okay, ma'am, that is great. And okay, we'll take one last question. How you crack Coding Ninjas? Any tips? We are all familiar with Coding Ninjas name and the brand that it has. So yeah.
Sure. Okay, I'm surprised that everybody is familiar, but okay. How did I crack it? Okay, so I think, like what I was mentioning, it is important that you stand out from the crowd. Again, I did not have a design degree, I had an engineering degree. What I used to my advantage was my, like I said, I was experimenting with the business side a lot. I was learning about business, and I was interested in entrepreneurship, and I wanted to learn a little more about that. That led me down to taking a few courses there, and we actually built like a startup idea that went into incubation as well. I use that as like a leverage point by saying ki, I have this business knowledge, I have coding knowledge because my education is, I'm a coder. I have this knowledge and this knowledge that gives me a different edge to everybody else who came into product designing studying just design. Okay, that's how I position myself कि मैं सिर्फ डिजाइनर ही नहीं हूँ, मुझे बिजनेस एस्पेक्ट भी समझ में आता है, मुझे मुझे टेक एस्पेक्ट भी समझ में आता है. दैट मेक्स मी अ unique designer compared to others, and that's how I got into, I think, a few interviews as well. That is how I was pitching myself to people. So yeah, that is why I'm saying ki experimenting is so important. I just said two examples. Your examples could be something completely different, right? Doesn't necessarily only mean business or tech or design. It could be different things. So that combination of ABC skills that you're very good at will give you an extra edge over everybody else looking for the exact same job. I hope that answered the question, but yeah.
Okay, ma'am, that's great. And there's this one question which is like for our mechanical students. If you have time, as a
Sure.
mechanical student, how can I get into product design?
Okay, so I think, like I mentioned, it has got nothing to do with coding, nothing to particularly do with um, CS in general. So anybody can become a designer. There is no restriction कि uh, किसी एक ही टाइप के लोग designers बन सकते हैं. Like I said, like the high level question is, are you good at solving problems? If yes, then that's great. Are you a critical thinker? Are you able to, मतलब एक problem है, how many different approaches can you think of solving for the same thing? Like कितने कितने different सारे edge cases. Edge case मतलब होता है कि एक प्रोडक्ट है, ये एक्स वाई जी सिनारियो में फेल हो सकता है, जेड सिनारियो में फेल हो सकता है, दिस इज हाउ इट विल नॉट वर्क, दिस इज वेयर इट विल नॉट वर्क, दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम विद इट. हाउ मेनी डिफरेंट एंगल्स आर यू एबल टू लुक एट इट एंड critically think about any given problem? I think that is a skill that is the only thing that you would need. Anything else is an extra, obviously. चीज़ें जैसे कि communication skills that are always good to have, because be it product design, be it um, developer, anything, having good product communication skills, enough, मतलब English ही बोलना नहीं मतलब it's not necessary that you only have to speak in English. Any language that you're comfortable in, your mother tongue, okay, बस वही काफी है. You just have to be a good communicator so that the other person understands what you're talking about. That's it. So अगर वो आपको मतलब आती है अच्छे से, then I think you're good to go.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. And now I see people are coming forward, shooting their questions. So we'll take this. One more question. Are there any books or courses that have significantly influenced your growth as a product designer?
Mm. Are there books and courses? Okay, so like I mentioned, what I was doing initially was randomly browsing the internet. I went like rabbit holes down the internet की एक चीज. So okay, I think what my learning approach is that I start with a project. I always start with a project, and then I figure out how to do the project. I might not know anything about it, but I'll start with like okay, this is what I want to build. I want to build a medical app that delivers medicines to old people. That is the problem statement that I have. मैं वहाँ पे start करती हूँ, and then I look at what others are doing. What are people in the industry doing? I'll experiment there. Then I find a new term. Say, for example, I learn about qualitative research. That's a new term that came up when I was learning about this, and मुझे कुछ भी नहीं पता उसके बारे में. Then I deep dive into that कि okay ठीक है, qualitative research क्या होता है. Then I watch a couple of YouTube videos. Nothing in particular. There is no one book. It's YouTube in general, because that's where I started. But if you really want to know about product design, there is this book called Don't Make Me Think. Um, there is this another book by Neil Iyer called Hooked, which is a great book. There's another one called Power of Moments, which is about building like unforgettable experiences for users. I think that's also a great book. I personally like research. I like data, numbers, research. If that is something that you're interested in, there is another one called, I think it's called Just Enough Research by Erica Hall. That's also a great book.
Okay, I guess people have noted all those. So now, coming to this question, how long it took you to get to your current level in your field?
Um, that depends on what my current level in my field is. Not sure how I'm supposed to answer that question. I think someone else has to answer it. But I think I started out, like I said, completely self learned, right? I started my journey working as a product designer at a small startup in Hyderabad. While I was in college, I started working there before graduation. And like before I graduated only, I got an offer from Coding Ninjas. What helped me a lot was being the only designer in the startup that I worked with. I think startups are like a fantastic place to just get skills at like a crazy speed, because you will be expected to do a lot of things. You'll be expected to wear a lot of hats when you're working in startups. So वही हुआ था मेरे साथ. Like the one before Coding Ninjas is a relatively big company, so वैसा नहीं है. But the one before that, I was the only designer on team. I was an intern there, but I was the only designer. इसके वजह से मुझे बहुत कुछ सीखना पड़ा बहुत कम टाइम में कि I was doing a lot of mistakes. Don't think that I was like good at what I was doing. I'll be absolutely horrified today if I look at my work a year ago. But yeah, I think that is what helped me fast track my career very quickly. Someone has a
Okay.
question about open source
So
contribution
now
in design. That's an interesting
we have
question,
this
actually.
question of
Hmm.
yeah,
Sorry, go
open source
ahead.
contribution opportunities in product design.
Hmm. Should I answer that?
Yes, please answer that question.
Sure.
Yeah.
Um, I open source contribute. Okay, so I did contribute to open source communities. There used to be this one at Google का ही women in tech makers का community था, and there was a whole uh, like Google Summer of Code होता है open source contribution के लिए. I was also a part of that. I was not selected, but women in tech makers का एक community था wherein I worked. Again, not only specific to women, men were also in the community. Everybody worked to build like these open source projects, and that was the only community that I was a part of, and there was definitely open source contribution opportunities there, present there. So not a lot of knowledge here, but there will be projects with product design available in them as well. Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. This what is the average package of product designers, and what is your current CTC? Okay, something confidential, but okay.
Um, so, like I said, the market is a little bit saturated right now. Some companies only give like 4 LPA around for a product designer, which is on the slightly lower end. But some places that is kind of like the average. I cannot tell you what my current CTC is, but when I graduated, at that point, that's a year ago, I already got promoted. So I'll tell you then. Back then, I had a 10 LPA CTC.
Okay, like if a person joins into product design at now, 5 years down the field, like what can that person expect? I guess this puts a better thing.
That's a good question. Right. Um, so product design is a field that is pretty new. Um, So 10 years ago, we do not have this field. Okay. What we do not have it like we have it right now. It has gone like grown exponentially, and a lot of new jobs have opened up in the last couple of years. Abhi wo slow ho raha hai. It will kind of hit a stagnation point. So be careful when you're moving into a field like this, because again, you want to be careful that you're working in a company that is design mature, right? Coding ninjas, for example, is significantly design mature. They understand कि research का importance क्या होता है and चीज़ें ऐसे. But a lot of companies do not know what the requirement is for a product designer, and they give a very low CTC package and exploit your skills of sorts. So you have to be very, very careful, because that is the current scene in the industry. Very, very straight facts. So be very careful before jumping into a new field altogether. 5 years down the lane, there is definitely going to be, we are all also wondering कि क्या होगा. Obviously, AI tools and all of that are going to come up, and that's going to cut down a lot of the redundant tasks of sort, right? So, जैसे कि for example UI बनाना, we have so many AI additions into our tools जो हम day to day में use करते हैं, that make our tasks so much easier, that would cut down our workforce essentially. So advancements will happen in that way. What is exciting is abhi 2D se aage jaake we have things like AR, VR, things like Apple Vision has also come up. There are a lot of experimentations in that field. So the where the field is at the moment is it's evolving. So it will not be what it is today 5 years down the line. So make careful decisions about it. Do not jump into like a new field without doing your good research about it, right? That's my one piece of advice for you. Do not jump into it because the salaries are high. Don't do that at all. Make your do your research. Make sure that this is something, like I said, experiment. Try out doing a couple of projects, right, and see if this is something that you enjoy doing. If it's not, then there is no point in like shifting your major suddenly and like going at a new field altogether, which again will not be what it is today 5 years down the lane, and you would still be like a fresher in the industry then, right? So be very careful about that. I hope that answered your question.
Yes, ma'am, surely. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Srimukhi. And thank you, everybody. If you got any more questions, you can connect to her on LinkedIn. She's well, like she'll be welcome to answer all your questions. So thank you, Srimukhi. And now, as we move on, uh, okay, guys. So I guess it's time that we introduce you to the person who's the backbone of our community. He is always there in times of need. So introducing to you all the next guest, who also is our faculty in charge, Dr. Sai Prasad sir. Sir, I request you to take over from here.
Yeah, hi Gaja. How are you?
Hi sir, hi. I'm good, sir. I'm good. How
So,
about you, sir?
yeah, doing great. So,
Yeah.
yeah, people are doing great work even on Sundays. It's good to see you all working on Sundays also, and
Thank you so much, sir.
all the participants over here. Welcome to GDSC. So, I hope you people are understanding slowly what exactly is this GDSC. So, yeah, this is the beginning, the first step which we are just launching the club soon. We are waiting for juniors also to come, and they also will be part of this wonderful sessions in upcoming days. So yeah, as Srimuki, who is your senior, she was saying you a lot of things. And Srimuki, I think you are, can I have it talk to you once?
Yeah, sure, sir.
So I hope you are from which department?
IT.
IT.
Yes.
So yeah, Rashika sir was saying me that yeah, GDSC club was also there previously,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't exactly know who was leading that.
Right.
To know that you're also part of the club. So yeah, it was informative session to all the participants over here. And I have one question for you, Srimuki, on behalf of students actually.
Sure, sir.
So while doing this events at college, students are now more attractive than what you were previously. They are having free hand now. So I can there are a lot of new clubs introduced in the college where students are having exposure to a lot of things. But the only thing where they are stepping back is internships. So if you can just help them understand how exactly internships can be availed, or what are the sources through which they can do some internship, because many students in this chart might be of third years also. So we are giving opportunities for third year students to do a lot of internships, and from college level, even if they are having any good opportunity, a paid internship, we are giving them attendance also. That is the support from college which we are helping through. So are there any opportunities for students, or how this GDSC is helping them to achieve some good internships? As you said that you are doing a lot of projects, that was your learning, as that is a that's a good way of learning. So what are the, I mean, in current world, as AI is doing a lot of works easier, students are doing a lot of projects in AI. So what is the best way in which they can get into internships? Because fourth years, I don't think many of them are here, only maybe one or two, but many of them are second and third years. So what is your suggestion for them regarding internships?
Sure. I think that's an excellent question, sir. Particularly because just the recollection, when I was in college, I was in my third year. It's great that first years and second years are present because I want them to listen to this even more so. I like I mentioned, I was working at a smaller startup in Hyderabad. At that point in time, my team was, I think, 4 people. I was the only designer, and the I had a team of 3 developers working with me. One of them was a senior. He was like a proper graduate senior, full time work कर रहे थे वो, and there were 2 other interns on the team who were first year and second year students respectively, and uh, they used to work with me in building the projects that I was designing. Right, मैं design करती थी these projects, and they used to work and execute those projects, and used to have a manager who was based in Canada. So we all used to work. It was very important कि हम सब collaborate करके work करें, and it used to surprise me so much that students who are in their first year and second year are working on like such impactful projects, because that will add so much more value to their resume. How you can start is start with building projects like I mentioned. Have a few so that you have something in your portfolio to show to recruiters, right? Have something in your portfolio and then start applying to internships, preferably at startups, because big companies do not generally give out internships to first year second year students. So startups would be a great place to begin your journey. Do that. Apply to as many openings as possible. Cold email करो लोगों को, reach out to people. It doesn't mean that you apply for a job only if there is an opening present, right? You have to take an initiative. Reach out to recruiters. Tell them that this is my GitHub portfolio. These are all the projects that I made. This is my resume. If Be respectful about it. Do not spam them. And mention that if there is a opening, I would be happy to interview for it, right? So make sure that your cold emailing game is right, and reach out to people, and you would be able to get internship opportunities even if they don't pay you right initially. It is okay. Like when you're in it is great if they're paying you. That means that you are a valued employee. But if you're not able to get any paid internship opportunities at all, then maybe what is in your portfolio is not convincing people enough. So at that point, maybe you can consider like an internship जहाँ पर वो pay नहीं करते. I would not recommend you only do that. But if your portfolio is not speaking well for you, then maybe that is something that you should consider. But make sure that तुम्हारे पास एक portfolio है, and you're taking it to as many recruiters as possible, and getting internships from second year, ideally from second year. And that will add so much more value to your to your resume when you sit for interviews or placements in college. Even outside college, right? There'll be all of these drives that happen, Google drives and Microsoft and Facebook drives. Even for those, it'll be way more valuable to see that you've worked in a company than seeing that you've built a project. Work experience always comes above personal projects, so if you can get that, then that would be great.
So I think that's a lot of information first freshers. So as she was saying, portfolio is something very very important which you need to build. I keep saying students that do whatever you are. Coding is not only the one way where you can gain something, as there are n number of opportunities, and nowadays I see people who are working on digital marketing even are earning more than even coding people. They are having their own startups, they are going to a number of companies, and a lot of your seniors are also now starting their own startups with respect to digital marketing. So basically, even I am also a digital freak, so I do a lot of things. I even start doing the SEO kind of things. So students should not only stick to books always, like coding and all. That is one way of doing. And if you are not able to do something over there, there are a number of ways where you can do. You can become a data analyst, you can learn tools like Tableau, Power BI, where that will give you easy exposure to tools, and that will also give you a lot of opportunities. So building your portfolio is something very very important in current scenario. It's not that only coding is giving you a job. There are a number of positions in industry through which you can get into better packages also. So as she was mentioning, internships which are not paid also, if it is good, if it is from a good organization, if it is something building your career, you always need to go. And anything from any department, if you want any support with respect to that, we are always there, and through GDSC club we can help you for that. And Srimuki, one more thing, one last thing. These sessions like this will help them understand the importance. And whenever these people need your help with respect to any other support also from your colleagues, I think you will be there always. So we need your support for that also. And we are open for any technical events which can be organized at the college, like hackathons, any boot camps which can empower students portfolio. Definitely we'll be there. And I always prefer offline sessions will be much more better. And I appreciate that Sunday also they're working on online things. But whenever something like boot camp or hackathons will be there, I always tell students to go there. And if you can help them to attend such a thing also, then it's again very important. And the task which I want to give for GDSC students in upcoming days is, soon once first years are in, we should at least plan for a small basic hackathon kind of thing, where students need to come up with our club. So as there are clubs like Scope where they are doing coding kind of things, let us do some kind of programs where students will be joining, interested not only for coding but every field. So as we are having support from Google, where we can do some basic info sessions and all, definitely in upcoming days, in coming year, we will be doing a lot of things. I hope these people are very interested. So I need to grab their interest and do a lot of things. So yeah, even I am open for any doubts, students. If you are having any questions with respect to college, like, sir, what is my attendance? How exactly I need to come here? There are questions. You are open for questions. Feel free to ask questions here. I'll be answering your questions also.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah, Muskan, I think your question is for ma'am or for whom?
Sir, for ma'am.
Yeah, please proceed then.
Ma'am, as a second year student, how we can look for online internships if you are interested in freelancing?
Right. So first of all, Muskan, no need to call me ma'am. I'm just Srimukhi. All right. So to answer your question, how would you apply for internships and give a shot at freelancing? Freelancing के लिए what becomes more important is for the company to see what kind of impact you can drive, right? Why would someone want to hire you? Why would someone want to give an entire project to you? Only when they're confident that you'll be able to execute the project, right? Especially in case of freelancing. So uh, more than sitting for more than the case where you sit for placements, it is even more important that you have a good portfolio when you're applying for freelancing. You need to have a couple of sample projects जो आप दिखा सकते हो to the clients, whoever it is that you're pitching to, right? To these clients, you can show them these projects and say ki, these are the kind of projects that I've built. I am interested in working. I can help you out here. So that is how your pitch should be um, for clients when you're approaching them online. Internship opportunity ke liye, the voice is very different. You're not telling them ki I can do this, and this. It's more of a requesting for experience, right? This is how I can add value to your organization. These are my skill areas. This is how I can add value to your organization. If you feel that if there are any openings, I hope that you can consider me. So always make sure that you're good at cold emailing people, especially when you're reaching out to them online. LinkedIn mein ho ya fir if you happen to get their email address, great. Via email also, I think cold emailing is a skill that you will improve with practice. You cannot matlab, give it a shot and then land it perfectly the first time. You obviously have tools like chat gpt and all these days, so you can make sure that the way you're presenting is great. But people will respond to it. The worst case scenario is they don't, right? You should not be discouraged by it, and you should keep cold emailing other people as well. So it's a very hit and miss process, time consuming, but if you personalize ki how, maybe this is like a whole session on its own, but yeah, you should personalize ki kya bata rahe ho unhe. Make sure that you craft your message well and send out people. The most important thing there would be your portfolio and your resume. I hope
Thank you
that
for your
answered your question.
valuable info. I will
Happy
look
to help.
forward to the sessions.
Sure.
Thank you, Srimukhi. Sir, okay, we have a question for Sai sir. So, sir, there is this question: what kind of support we can get from college to learn more into these things?
Yeah, definitely. As I said, any sessions which club is looking forward for, we will look for a good time to pitch in, and definitely we will make it possible. So any ideas which you are interested, also kindly post them to the team. They will take it forward, and definitely that will happen. And tomorrow we are having a session called as Cyber Maze with CSI. So that is again one where we wanted to make everybody aware about cyber security kind of things. So anything which you are interested in, you can just post to us. So we, with our ideas, as a calendar, we do a lot of events in upcoming days. But anything that can help you, you can reach to us, and we see that in any time, whenever there is a chance for us, we can do an event. If it is not offline, at least in online. So sessions are very small things nowadays. We can ask somebody help, and they are ready to do. And I always want people to do something on their own, like projects. Keep working. Like they say that if your hands are dirty, that's where you can do a lot of things. That shows that, yeah, you're learning something. So make your hands dirty with system, computer nowadays. So start exploring to a lot of things. So it's not that attending sessions or something will give you a complete insights. This is just to make you all aware about what exactly is happening in industry. But once you start exploring with your own tools, like there are a number of tools available where you can just start doing your work. So if you're interested in AI, start learning Python or some other coding language and start doing some projects. If you want to become data science or data analyst, start exploring with your data. So if you want any uh, data, yeah, I can help you with data also. We are having a medical college, a medical hospital in our campus, so I can give you live data also. So your seniors are working on some live projects now. Almost five teams are working on hospital data. Like this, there are a number of ways where you wanted to, where exactly you wanted to be there. We can just think about it, and we'll start doing it in the upcoming days. And the support what we get from colleges, yeah, as I said, what support you are asking for, definitely that will be there with your concern, HOD and principal permission. That we will take care about that. No need to worry about that.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one more question we have. Any suggestions from you to maintain proper attendance while spending time to learn tech things?
Yeah, most importantly, nowadays the major problem what we are facing is students are doing good things, so and they are facing problems. So you people who are working need to just inform the concerned HOD or the coordinator who's allocated, so that they will take care about the attendance. And if something you're doing on your own without anybody's knowledge, then nobody can help out. So or else, after attending, at least if you can just showcase that this is what I have achieved or I have participated, this is certificate, yeah, definitely attendance can be provided. That things, once it is being signed from me or principal, the concerned HODs can, uh, they will not oppose that. So always do something with prior permission. You will be having class in charges or mentors, you just inform them. We'll be giving the concerned roll numbers to the person. If anything where you're having some disturbance or somebody is not allowing us, so we are always there to talk to them and they'll help you. And second third years are open to do a lot of things. First years has some restrictions, definitely. First years they are not so open to get into the clubs and all. Yeah, first years even only if it is mandatory we call them, but second and third year students, so 24/7, if you are interested to do something also, only if you can manage your academics, then we'll permit you. So if you're having some 5 or 6 backlogs and still you wanted to do something, then that's again a two-way thinking. I need to think about the academics also. So that at that moment we need to talk to your parents, and if they are willing that yeah, my son is interested in so and so, definitely we will welcome that. Because the major challenge what we face is whenever you have some high backlogs or more backlogs, parents come up to us and say, why you are allowing my students to club when they are not studying? So it's always better to maintain your attendance, at least 65 percentage. 75 is always good. 65 is the basic thing which you need to maintain. And if you don't have any backlogs, definitely there is no stopping criteria for you.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Okay. Moving on to the next question we have. Nowadays, there are internship where you have to pay amount to get the internship. What are your views on it? Like
No, I
we need to
no.
like we
My
need to
answer
pay
is
them.
no for this. Paying something for any, no company in any place will ask for money. So companies work for projects where they earn. So it's always they give it to us. So any internship which is asking for money, you can just think twice before doing that, because those internships are intended to take some money from you. It's not called internship actually, it's like a training program where they are trying to get you some money. But where if somebody asks you to pay money, it's not counted as an internship actually. So it's always better that you trust only companies which are MNCs, or which are actually a good startups where you're having some good projects. So if somebody say that, so recently last 3 days back I just got some random message in uh, a WhatsApp community saying that our students are joining in a WhatsApp group, and uh, they are saying that we are from AICT approved something, and they don't have any permission from college. So any such kind of things, if college will permit, when if college say yeah please join that, we will be having an official circular. So don't trust on any third party companies where they try to steal your data, just ask you to join for some informative session, and they'll attract you at the first phase, that's for sure. They will the first say they'll say you can, if you can join, we'll make you explore to a lot of companies, but that's not actually required. So we part of this community, or if you build your portfolio and just keep it in LinkedIn, you get a lot of opportunities. So don't run behind any internships. Internships will come to you once you build your portfolio. So as Srimuki was saying, start doing some projects, build some technical skills, and just keep your profile in LinkedIn. And you, if you're open for doing any freelancing work, as Muskan was asking, internships do come to you based on your skill set. So try to build some technical skills in whatever way possible, and just project it in your LinkedIn profile. So depending on your skill set, opportunities will definitely come to you, and you can parallelly do your internship and learn your classes also.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next question we have. Sir, for the third year students, what is your suggestion to have a better roadmap to get high paying jobs at MLRIT?
Yeah, so third year students, as you just starting with classes from tomorrow, so soon in 1 month of course time you will be having CRT sessions geared up. So plannings are already going on as your seniors are into placements. In a 1 month of time, we will close their placements probably by September. Fourth year students will be companies will be most of companies will be placed, and their smart interviews training will be closed. The major point I wanted to make you all is try to fall into the smart interviews area where mentors from industry from various sources are trying to help you in getting your placement. So always try to be at the first step where we are having two phases in placements. One is CRT training, where if you excel yourself in CRT training, you will be moved into smart interviews. So smart interviews, only top 200 students will be chosen based on the performances in the CRT. And if you are performing well, these people are aimed for higher packages. So all the CRT people will be eligible for placements, but only those people who are doing their regular practices, submitting their assignments, they will be given additional training called as smart interviews, wherein you can look for higher packages. That's where you need to be in. And equally, you need to have at least one or two projects in your hand.
Sure, sir. I guess that answers the question. We have one last one. Sir, the CRT and smart interviews is all about coding and DSA. What about students who are into areas where coding is not required, like cybersecurity?
So yeah, we are looking for people who are into startups, especially. So there are some companies which are asking for cybersecurity interns also, but the major thing what we have observed is people are not having that cybersecurity knowledge. As you are rightly saying that mainly they are focusing on coding and DSA. So no senior somebody they have approached us that we want so and so training to get placed. So when we talk to industries and when just we say that I have spoken to many of the people and they were saying that any we don't need any knowledge of people who are having good cybersecurity knowledge. If they can just understand the basic computers knowledge and all the basic cybersecurity tools and the project where you are working for, as again project plays a key role for any placement from third year and fourth year. If you are having a very good project, definitely you will be into a very good company. And one of the cybersecurity student, I don't remember his name, recently he is placed in Amadeus with 12 lakhs 12 LPA. The current fourth year student, he's from cybersecurity. The major reason why he got placed is not only about data structures. They were impressed in their HR round because of his project. He was having a good knowledge about the work what he is doing with respect to cybersecurity. So that's where he has grabbed the opportunity of 12 LPA. So it's data structures and coding is something very important to get into. See, being a cybersecurity student, if you are passionate only for cybersecurity, definitely you will start exploring tools. But as a college, we will look into both parameters, because cybersecurity is something, it's not so easy that everybody of them will get into that world. Some of them might not feel that as a secure job for upcoming years, or that is something difficult. So we give the basic or a mandatory knowledge is required. And if you are having anything that I wanted these trainings, so for current fourth year students, as I was to keep you all informed, we are associated with a company called as Inlastro, where they are helping our students do on some projects. So last 2 days back only they have started this, and they will be the mentors for you to work on your projects. So we have the challenge like people are not performing well in interviews at the project level. So this year what we have started is we have requested for a company wherein they have given their own project list, which with respect to AI, data science, and cybersecurity. And I think four cybersecurity teams are working on projects. So there, that is where you can learn from industry people also. And uh, if you have any other project in your mind also, then those people will be allowed. And those people are only people who are from smart interviews. So because only those people can learn advanced level things, we have seen choose that these people can talk to industry experts, and every week, twice a day, they will be interacting with these people about their project progress. So majorly, at third year, we are giving you training only for data structures and coding kind of things. But for fourth year, means once you enter into fourth year, even those people are given project specific trainings with respect to cybersecurity, AI, and data science. That's how I think you can build your career with cybersecurity also.
Thank you so much, sir. I guess each one of us will take surely something at the end of this presentation from your experience, from your inputs. Thank you so much for your valuable input, sir. So, guys, moving on, let us move on to the next part, the most interesting part, or I guess the most, yeah, the part which you need to know more. Coming up, we have Aditya, who is a part of our core team. He'll explain you about our roles and so on from it. Over to you, Aditya.
Thank you, Moise. So, hello everyone. I'm Aditya, and I'm going to be telling you all about the different roles we have at GDSC. So, mainly, they are distinguished into the core team and the community members. So about the core team members are the key people who help run the community. They have specific roles like organizing the events, event management, handling finances, etc. So these core members are the ones who bring forward different kinds of events, different kinds of workshops, which are supported by Google. So they have some specified knowledge in the domain they work in, and these core members, they are here to share their knowledge with the community and grow themselves and grow the community around them. And coming to the community members, which are you guys right here, and as important as the core team is to facilitate the GDSC community, the community members are what make this community happen. They are the heart of this community, and these are the people who are students, enthusiasts, and supporters who participate in different kinds of events, workshop, and activities which we organize at GDSC. So these community members, they share their ideas and learn together with us. So they grow themselves and grow and make the people around them grow. Yeah. So the community members benefit from the community by gaining knowledge, skills, insights, and various educational opportunities provided through this community. They contribute to the community by sharing their own expertise, experiences, and perspectives. So these community members, they promote the mission and values of this community. So whatever the mission and values the core team is trying to achieve with this community and with the events or workshop that they put forward, all these things are actually made to happen by the community members. So without the community, without you guys, this community cannot happen. So yeah, quick shout out to all the community members out here who joined us for this session, and yeah, helping us. So let's talk about the goals of GDSC. Yep. So let's talk about the goals of GDSC. Why? So what are we trying to achieve with this community? So the Google Developer Student Clubs, they are centered around fostering a learning community for students interested in technology and development. So first thing, learning and skill development. GDSC aims to provide a platform where students can learn about the latest technologies, tools, and various programming languages. So we organize workshops, sessions, and we work on projects which are designed to enhance students' technical skills and knowledge. Moreover, we have study jams which are organized to help participants dive deep into a particular technology and programming language or concept. And coming to personal and professional growth. So GDSC aims to contribute to students' personal and professional growth by providing them with various opportunities to improve their communication skills, leadership abilities, and of course their technical skills. And open source contributions. So GDSC encourages our community members and students to contribute to open source projects. So communities like us, we need to learn from each other. We need to share our knowledge to each other. So what other way better than open sourcing to share our knowledge? And skill recognition. So, and GDSC helps you with skill recognition by partnering with various other communities uh, and companies with which offer certification to our community students, where which they can use to showcase their talent or their skills in their resume. So let's look forward to activities and events. So let's look forward to the activities and events by conducted by GDSC. So first thing, tech workshops and boot camps. So everything that you all new skills that you can learn through GDSC are through technical workshops and boot camps, where we organize this by having certain facilitators who help us teach you guys the skills. And then hackathons on emerging technologies. So we conduct hackathons on emerging technologies, like which are gaining popularity and which are in trend, so that you guys get a grip on these new technologies. And guest lectures by industry experts. So we reach out to industry experts out there and other communities, where we try to find guests who are well versed into these technologies, so that they can convey their knowledge to you guys. And collaborative coding projects. So many of us here, like we try to work on projects, but sometimes we might feel like we don't have the perfect right teammates to help us with that. So GDSC provides a platform where, if you want to work on a coding project, you can, with the help of this GDSC community, you can find your teammates. You can find people who might work together, or you can find someone to work together and contribute to their project, or you can find people who can contribute to your project. So we provide a platform where you can collaborate on projects. And most importantly, community outreach and social impact projects. So this is one of our major activities which we do. So we aim for a lot of community outreach, and we aim to do projects which are focused on social impact, which help communities like us, students like us, which are more community oriented and social oriented, rather than being more money oriented. Okay, so yeah, events timeline. So what kind of events we're going to conduct in this in the coming year. So currently in November to October, we're having a Google Cloud camping, where we're going to be where we are going to be where we're going to be conveying knowledge on Google Cloud platform, and how to use that for your projects. And then in December, we're having a Android development campaign, where we promote Android development by using languages like Kotlin, Java, and other libraries by Google. And then in January, we're having TensorFlow. So I guess some of you guys are aware of TensorFlow. It is a popular AI library used with Python, which is created by Google. And in March, we're having a Flutter campaign, so with for app development. And in May, we're having a web development campaign. So yeah, that is it from my side. Thank you, Moez, for this.
Thank you, Aditya. You did put on a clear image of what we are going to do next and what are our roles and goals. So moving forward, let me introduce you guys to the lead of GDSC MLRIT, to the person who came up with this community and who is the lead. So introducing you, we have Dinesh Nalam, GDSC lead MLRIT. He's currently in his third year. Over to you, Dinesh.
Yeah, so hey guys, I'm Dinesh. So I got selected as a GDSC lead for this year at MLRT. So I'll just like go through with my motivation to why did I start GDSC and all. So I've been like part of various communities outside college. I've been to various events conducted by GDSCs and GDSC WOW and other such events. There I've seen a collaborative approach between all the members in the community. And in our college, I've been in every club, actively or inactively. And there I didn't find the coding culture that I have in my mind, or the collaborative nature within the people that I saw outside. So that's basically my motivation to start this CDSC. So now let me introduce my core team. Yeah, so introducing our core team, like after a rigorous, just a minute. Yeah, so if you remember, we released the core team application form a few days back. So after rigorous interviews, and we proudly announced our core team. So these are the people who support me and support the GDSC in bringing our mission to you. We collectively organize events, conduct various workshops, discover partnerships to give you the best possible experience in the college to learn, grow, and collaborate in your tech journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dinesh. Thank you, Dinesh. Uh, Coming up next, we have Sanjana, who will tell us about women tech makers. Over to you, Sanjana, now.
Thank you. So, Women Tech Makers is something already Srimukhi has mentioned before. So, it's basically a community where women who are interested in technology can join, and Google provides a lot of curated resources and a platform to showcase their talents. So it's also like we can attend multiple events, hackathons, workshops, etc. For example, there was this hackathon which was conducted in 2021, where women from across the world have participated in it, and it was like a cyber security hackathon, which was aimed to disrupt gender violence that is in online. So the result was magnificent, and there were over like 100 solutions which were created within a small period. Yeah. Okay, now let me explain how you can create a Google developers profile. Okay, so step one is you can go to the link developers.google.com, and then as we can see in the screenshot, there are three dots at the top right corner. So when we click on them, we can see a start option. When we click start, there are like a few details we have to mention, like name and a city, and yeah, after mentioning these details, it'll show a page where it'll ask you for some of your interests, like developer interests. It may be anything, you can choose from the list mentioned here, and then you can click on finish. So yeah, that's it. It's just a three-step process, and it's very easy to create your Google developers profile. So this is the page that will be displayed after your profile is created. Yeah, so like why create this Google developer profile is that already Aditya has mentioned the need for this. Like it'll help you, to connect with people, and also like this profile. Through this profile, you can see that number of badges a person can earn. So this badge specifies particularly the accomplishment. Like if you're good at something, for example, here we can see that. Android Studio user. So you are familiar with Android Studio. So it gives a professional identity for your portfolio. Now, next up, how do you join the GDSC MLRIT community? Okay, so step one is you have to visit the following link, and then a page like this will be displayed for you. You can see the join us button right here, and when you click on this button, yeah, you can see like it's asking you a couple of questions like first name, last name, and your mail ID, country, and city. So fill in your details, and that's it. You'll be a part of a GDSC community, and in this community, you can find people with similar interests, and so that you can work together, and yeah, you can just grow your skills through this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sanjana. So, yeah, guys, that was it from our side. Now it is time for you to shoot your questions, and our core team is here to answer all of them. whatever you have got doubts on how to join or where to reach out to us or anything regarding club, feel free and be open to ask all your questions. So, okay, Dinesh, I guess I got the first question. Uh, how does GDSC help students to grow in college and tech field?
Okay, so if you participate in the events like organized by GDSC and all, you can build the projects that you always wanted to build. You can work on your projects and all. And also like we because of the brand that we have, the Google, so it opens us doors with various partnerships across like the city. So like we are going to introduce like announce the partnerships that we made. We already like made the partnership with the biggest student community in Hyderabad, and that was only possible because of the brand we have and the work that we put into this. So like by attending various workshops and all, you can learn that knowledge that you want to, and you can I will also like give you the chance that to work on the projects you want to. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. We have Kirtan who's asking, "Hi, I'm a first year MLRIT in IT student, joining this September. Can I join immediately? If not, what is the eligibility?" Okay, so he would be our fresher. Okay.
Yeah. So I like your enthusiasm to join GDSC, but we have a rule at college, so you can only join in all these various clubs starting from your second semester in the first year. But you can be a member, you can be a volunteer, you can still network with us, participate in various events and all. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think we can
yes,
take the
Kirtan,
next
that
question.
was the answer. So next question, is this club associated with Google?
I wouldn't say it is associated with Google, but Google has like many sub organizations. And one of the organizations, Google for Developers, or it's called as Google Developers. So yeah, we are directly associated with Google Developers, not by the exact Google. Yeah. So we'll just share it here. Yeah, can someone like, share the group link here from the core team?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
So Ketan, I've shared the link tree.
yeah,
Share the link tree there. You can find our GDSC MLRT chapter body, and you can also find our WhatsApp community.
yeah. If you still have any questions, you can ask us now, or you can like put a text in the chat. JDSC help me with the projects. Yeah, obviously, like so that's something we're going to do. So we're planning something called as call for collaboration. Collaboration in the sense like we'll collab with you, or you can collab with members in the college, and we'll guide you on how to build your projects, on how to start building your projects. I think that answers your question. Do you get any resources from college?
From Google.
Is that
Do you
from
get any
from Google
resources
from
from Google?
like resources in the sense? Do we get any resources, or do the members who are participating in the events get any resources? We get like we have like assigned regional leads and community managers from Google who help us in every step to organize events or for a successful organization of event in our colleges. So we do get resources from Google.
So even as a newbie, if you want to start a project and work with, if you have a great idea but don't have enough technical skills to get that done, you can still use our call for collaboration and to collaborate with people who have better skills than you, who are also interested in that, who might to help you. And we have another question: what kind of exposure can we get through GDSC? So with GDSC, you can put forward your projects and you can participate on various workshops. Here, you can connect with various skilled people in our campus, and also through the GDSC community, you can connect with other people who are into it. So, yeah. Dinesh, any further?
Yeah, so to add on to that, GDSCs are like a worldwide college communities. So annually, GDSC has this called as solution challenge, where you can work on your projects and you can participate in the global level of hackathon. And if you win, you'll get direct mentorship from Google experts, and you will win around $3,000 for each member in your team, and you can get the exposure, the support that you need, and everything if you win in that Google Solution Challenge, annual Solution Challenge. That's one of the more plus that you get.
So, we have a question in the chat box here. Are the events you organize going to be having a participation fees? So, most of our events would be free of cost, like
Yeah.
workshops and boot camps, which we conduct, and like and then certain events like hackathons, which are more resource intensive, we will going to be having a minimal participation fees. And again, our aim here is to foster a culture of coding, project learning, and all. So we're not, profit oriented. So yeah, that's it.
So we have our question. Next question: are you guys working in any internships? If any, how do you manage both academics and your work? So I guess to answer this question, so yeah, like we have had the habit of managing many things, but again coming to college and then managing not exactly internships, but other even academics. Or else, if people are doing their internship, you need to find a suitable. You need to give that time equal time, do justice to both of your work. See to it that whatever work you are assigned to deliver it on time, on date, and you would be good to go. Bus.
Yeah, to add to that, as Sai Prasad sir mentioned, so we do manage our academics pretty well. So because of that, college does support us in certain things like providing attendance when we have to create certain events. So with the support from college and having good academics and no backlogs and all, so yeah, we do manage both of this, academics and work.
Okay, the next question we have is, when is the next recruitment date?
I think I'll answer that.
Yeah.
I'll answer that. So how the members of the core team members of how GDSC works is very different from all the clubs in the college. So I'm only lead for this year, and the people who are selected as the core members are only core members for this year. The next year, it is completely up to the new lead who gets selected directly from the Google team. So you can expect the next recruitment date in the next year. Yeah. if you have any opening, or regularly, like we release volunteer forms. Like, do we obviously need volunteers? We obviously need some external help from all you guys to take this initiative forward. So you can also work as a volunteer. Being a volunteer will still give you the networking options. You can still work on your projects and all. You'll still get the certificates that you require to, so that you can put it in your resumes if you want your volunteer experience.
So we have a question. I'm bad at my academics, but I'm into technical works. Will the college still support me? So I think we can ask. I would request Sai Prasad sir if he can answer this on behalf of college.
Yeah.
Once again, what is the question?
I am bad at my academics, but I'm into technical things. So will the college still support me into learning these kind of things?
Bad at academics is something like has some limit. So if you're having 5+ backlogs, I don't think your concerned HOD will permit you for anything. Only that's permitted if your parent is also supporting you at the equal pace. Then that would be a submission where we can put to a concerned HOD, and that's okay. That we can help out if your parents support you well. That later on they don't come to us and say that he's not good at academics. How can you allow him for club? These kind of things should not come up. If there is anything that your parents can give an undertaking that yeah, my son can manage both the things, definitely we'll do.
Thank you, sir. And yeah, as sir said, the colleges, as much as this institution encourages us to explore our careers, it gives equal importance for our academics. So that is what the base of this college is. So yeah, so as long as your parents are fine with it, anything you guys want to add to this?
Yeah, I think that would be everything for this question. I'll take the next question. So I guess you guys are pros of your domain. I would take this in a sarcastic manner. So to answer that question, I wouldn't say that we are the pros or the industry leads in the domains that we work in, but we are a group of people who are enthusiastic about teaching others, helping others in learning their tech journey and all. So like we just came up together to help everyone in the college, along with as we go along, we will also improve ourselves together. Yeah, I think that answers your question.
So someone asked, what are the timings of the college? I guess it is
You
by
are
someone who
for
is
sure.
first years.
Yeah,
So the timings are from 9:20 to 4 p.m. We do have a lunch break at 12 o'clock. So I hope that answers your question. So we have one last question. Um, what are the qualifications to join? So Dinesh, would you like to answer this? Yeah, yeah. There are no specific qualifications. You can just go to our link tree and click join us. That is all it takes. So you can just go to join GDSC MLRIT chapter and you can just join us. So that is all it takes. There are no requirements.
yeah.
So I'm a fresher who will join data science. Is it a good domain? Yep, we do have great faculty who are going to teach us. So yeah, that is a really great domain. And yeah, the industry is pretty booming in data science. Hope that answers your question. Okay, I guess we're done with the Q&A session.
Guys, like if you still have any questions, you can text in our community, or you can just mail your question at the mail that we have, gdsc.mli@ac.in. Yeah. So I think that would be all for today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dinesh. Thank you,
Yeah,
Aditya.
yeah, yeah.
This is it from our sides, guys. And don't forget to follow us on all our socials. Uh, the link is mentioned there. You will find the link to join our Instagram page as well as our student community chapter. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. And thank you so much for being till the end.
Yeah, thank you guys. Keep rocking. Let's do a lot of events in the upcoming days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure,
So,
sir.
guys, like before you leave, I have like a small request. If you can like on your webcams, like we were willing to take a photos to post on social media and all.
Yeah, this is for everyone, guys, all
Yeah.
the participants. If you can turn on your video, we'll take a.
It's completely up to you. You can on your webcams. You can off your webcam. Intel.
So, yeah, guys, if anyone
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Like everyone from the core team, like please on your webcams.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for. Yep, I think that's it. Thank you, sir, for your
Yeah.
time.
Thank you, Srimukhi. If you're still there, I would like to thank you like for telling your experiences and all. So I think we take a leave. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.